How about a little Wolf Street? Been a while. Wolf Richter site. The U.S. housing market begins to feel the pain. You know what they say, no pain, no gain. Or in this case, yeah, no gain for sure. Fact is, home prices cannot outrun wages forever. The market, if it is allowed to, can fix the affordability problem that exists in many cities in the U.S. by finding price levels where first-time buyers can afford to buy a home with the income that they're making. At its glacial pace, this is starting to happen in some markets, with sales volume dropping and inventories rising, and sellers having to step down the aspirational ladder to make deals. In some of these markets, price levels have a long way to go before they make sense, where a household with a medium income on the local scale can afford a medium home. And there are now enough local housing markets that have turned south to where the impact is starting to creep into national averages. Sales of existing homes, single-family houses, townhouses, condos, and co-ops across the U.S. in January dropped 8.5% from a year earlier to a seasonally adjusted rate of 4.94 million homes, according to the National Association of Realtors, having dropped 10.1% year over year in December and 8.9% in November. All three were the biggest year-over-year drops since May 2011 during the final throes of Housing Bust 1. The decline in sales volume is occurring despite the large drop in mortgage rates since early November. But hope continues. Quote, existing home sales in January were weak compared to historical norms. However, they are likely to have reached a cyclical low. End quote. According to the report, moderating home prices combined with gains in household income will boost housing affordability, bringing more buyers to the market in the coming months. I'm not sure about the reasoning, but it could very well be that home sales ratchet up from here because nothing goes to heck in a straight line. The chart below, which we'll take a little peek at that. Chart below, which illustrates the decline in home sales volume since late 2017, which would be right around here. Down, 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 baby, your street in a Range Rover. By category, sales of single-family houses in January dropped 8.4% from a year earlier to a seasonally adjusted annual sales rate of 4.37 million. Condo sales dropped 9.5% year over year to a rate of 570,000 by region, with the West consistently in deepest trouble. And when I hear the word condo, are people still buying condos? This fee, that fee, maintenance fee, blah, blah, blah fee. Bunch of people left. Now we got to raise your fees. I mean, are people still seriously buying condos these days? So the Northeast down minus 1.4%, Midwest minus 7.9%, South minus 8.4%, and the West minus 13.8%. Oh, you mean like California, city of liberals. Inventory of homes for sale at the end of January rose 4.6% year over year to 1.59 million homes. At the current rate of sales, this represents 3.9 months supply. This is not a fiasco level, but it's up nearly 15% from a year ago. Declining sales and rising inventories are gingerly starting to have an impact on prices at the national level, something we have seen play out more brutally on a local level. The median price in January at $247,500 was still up 2.8% from a year earlier, the lowest year-over-year increase since 2012, with house prices rising 3.1% and condo prices remaining flat. This chart shows the year-over-year, which I'm not going to show it. The chart above shows the disconnect when nominal wages rise 2 to 3% and home prices surge 5 to 12% year after year, as they have done. Sooner or later, something has to give. Home prices cannot forever outrun wages because it eliminates layer after layer of buyers. When there are no buyers at a price point, there is no sale. And for there to be a sale, the price has to come down. Median home prices by region, or median home prices by region. Northeast, 0.4% up. Midwest, 1.4% up. South, 2.5% up. And West, 2.9%. This is all year over year. The disconnect between prices and where the buyers are was pointed out by the NAR report, though from a slightly different perspective. Inventories are rising and there is no shortage of housing per se, but it's the wrong kind of inventory after years of sharp price increases. In particular, the lower end of the market is experiencing a greater shortage, the NAR report explained. The shortage at the low end exists because prices have outrun incomes. There is no magic to it. The market can fix that when sellers are motivated enough to make deals and cut prices across the spectrum to where the buyers are. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens over the years, market by market, and eventually it shows up in the national average, or averages. There's a whole generation looking forward to the moment when they can afford to buy a home in these out-of-whack markets, though that's still a while off. Those are the buyers of the future, and eventually prices will have to meet them. There are a host of other economic benefits triggered by lower home prices, such as buyers having more money left over to spend on other things, which would give other parts of the economy a sorely needed boost. Gradually unwinding some of the home price inflation of recent years is not the end of the world. Now, I thought I saw something over on Gord Like Productions about, was it Oregon? Oregon set to become first state with mandatory rent controls. Actually, they posted a link to thehill.com. Oregon to become first state with mandatory rent controls to address skyrocketing housing costs. When was this posted? February 21st, 2019. So today's the 22nd, this evening. Oregon could be the first state to impose mandatory rent control laws as it faces rising housing costs. The bill is headed to the state House floor after it was approved by the House Committee on Human Services and Housing on Wednesday, according to the Oregonian. Oregonian, just leave me alone. Oregonian, just leave me alone. Little Metallica, it came to me. I had to say it. You know what I'm saying? I got to just sing and speak my mind when it comes in. Or else it's kind of like, psychic people. They got spirit. Sometimes they're like out doing stuff in spirit. It's like someone's spirit. Hi, my name's so-and-so. I need to talk to you. Do you have a dead uncle? Yeah, listen. They keep bugging. The song will keep bugging me if I don't sing it. So just so you know how my brain works, I see something, the Oregonian, it goes right to Metallica. Sanitarium. The bill would prohibit annual rent increases of more than 7%, plus inflation. It would also prohibit landlords from evicting tenants without cause after 12 months of residency. Democrats, including the state's Governor Kate Brown, support the bill. I look forward to signing the bill, she said to reporters, according to the Associated Press. The bill would become law if Brown signed it, but Republicans wanted to enter a clause to delay it from going into effect until 2020. Oh, you mean so that Donald Trump can get elected again, and then the housing dump can come? You can't blame it on him. It was coming anyways. But at least, if it happened before he got reelected, people, the media would blame him, and you know what I'm saying? So I could see that. So, remember, my guy, crypto guy, my guy? I know a guy. He was telling me late last year that his guy, which is what a lot of the intel comes from, has told him things in the past. Because I had asked him when he first told me about Litecoin. Litecoin was like $60+, something like that. And he's telling me it's going to 38, then it's going to 23, and then it's going lower. Again, we haven't seen the lower yet. And that may not happen. Hey, just FYI, it may not happen. But he nailed those two. And I'd asked him when he first started telling me about that, because I said, I want to see someone that has a little bit of a track record. You can't just get one call and then start telling my patrons about it. Hey, And I didn't, so I held back on that for a while. But he told me last year, 2017, the high for Bitcoin would probably be 15, 16K. As you saw, it went to nearly 20. Yeah. So it went a little higher than they thought, but that was their pick. And it's going to come, way down this, in 2018 and then whatever. So I said, well, is there anything else he's told you, He goes, well, not outside of cryptos. Oh, yeah, financial stuff, housing, things like that. He's like, you remember the last crash? Yeah. He was telling me, get the hell out. Get out of your house, sell it right now at the high, and go rent for 2 or 3 years. He said, he convinced me. So he said, I sold my house. I rented a house for 2 or 3, for actually 3 years. dump happened in the housing market. He scooped up a nicer house for cheaper. End of story. And the reason I'm telling you this is because at the same time, when he told me that, he said, by the way, they think the next one's in 2 to 3 years from now. This would have been late 2018 that I heard this. 2 to 3 years would be 2020 to 2021, roughly speaking. Could it be a little longer? Could it happen a little sooner? Of course. But he's seeing the same things, the same reasons. The housing market will come down according to him. Just like it did last time. For the same reasons. So I kept that in mind. And, we'll see what happens. So anyways, I think I'm done yapping at this point in time. And I'll talk to y'all later.